Hey, everybody, welcome to Psychic Medium Toni Greene special edition with Marla Martenson, the mystical, magical matchmaker. I'm so happy I can crack myself up all the time. Never lost for self entertainment, I guess one could say. And I do. I say that. I'm the one that could and does say that. Okay, everybody. Tonight, Marla and I will be taking callers, answering questions about love, life, career, finances, and helping you connect to loved ones. Woo, 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 on the other side. Marla and I will also be chit chatting a little bit about life and relationships. And, Marla is a matchmaker and she works with a very high end or owns a very high end matchmaking company with a partner. And she knows a lot of what men really want and what women really want at the end of the day when we're not talking to our friends and we're just sitting there and what it really comes down to. And she and I just might have a bit of a conversation about that as well, or whatever else pops up, because Marla's a Gemini, I'm a Gemini. We talk for literally hours at a time. Okay, if you're joining me here this Thursday evening and you're joining me on YouTube Live, you can call in 845-277-9131 and ask a question. If you are in the YouTube Live chat, you can ask a question in the chat. I go live every Monday at noon and Wednesday at 7. So if you would like to join me Monday and or Wednesday, you can do that live. This show does air on WSCS and all of its streaming channels, Rude Rangers TV, and all of its streaming channels. So, because Marla's on today, I'm not going to do my normal thing that I do at the beginning of the show where I say names from loved ones above and songs and do my channeling, because Marla and I, it will take a little extra time because for every caller, I do a reading and Marla also does a reading. Please have one question about one topic prepared that Marla and I can answer for you. Or one connection to the other side, because there are always so many people waiting. I just ask that you are respectful to the people who are on hold and or in the chat also waiting to get their questions answered. And yes, and okay, last thing, I know for Marla and for myself, we will never ever reach out to you to ask you a question, to tell you to send us money or tell you you need a reading. So please don't be scammed. Okay, I'm gonna bring Marla in now. Hey girl, what's up?
Hello. Hey, girl.
How you doing?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard when you're like, we are both Geminis, so we literally talk for hours. And yes, we do.
We do. We can be on the phone or texting or sending little voice messages. I mean, like all day long. Like it's a never ending conversation. And I want to say this, a lot of women expect that with a man they're dating, and men are not wired that way. Not even if they're Gemini men. I dated a Gemini man. I have a lot of Gemini men friends. And even the Gemini men I know, they are not wired in that way where they want that never ending conversation. So Marla and I actually did have a conversation where we were talking about, we want this partner of ours to be our best friend and listen to everything we have to say and to get upset when we get upset. But listen, they don't have estrogen, so they're not going to. They have testosterone, and they're going to be more like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then we feel like, oh, they don't care. It's not that they don't care. They're just not hormonally the same that we are, right, Marla?
That's right. And they'll start they might start looking around the room, or, they don't want to, most of the time. Now, I have known some men who just really like to talk and talk and talk, and they're like on a roll, and you've got to but you can't get a word in edgewise. It's not like it's a back and forth thing and they'll cut you off in the middle of a sentence, like they're really on a roll. But I mean, people are different, but definitely in general, the men don't want to go into all these details. You don't see them on the phone for hours with their friends, with their guy friends, or texting back and forth like we do. And yeah, it's fun for women, because women, we want to process our feelings. We want to get the opinion of our girlfriend. We want to analyze things, and that's fun for us. But the men just want to get to the point. What's the bottom line here? What's going on?
100%. And even men, exactly, when they're talking to each other, and if you notice at cookouts, at bonfires, at sporting events, men are like, nice shot. Yeah. I mean, they're not having long, drawn out conversations, even with each other. So, I mean, we just have to take that into account and just know that about men, and then we won't be as disappointed, maybe the word is, that I could use with that situation of them.
They literally use less words every day. I forgot there was a statistic on that, how many words, but they use literally so many less words in a day than women do.
Yeah. So. Now, I will say, I have a friend in Florida, and he and I will talk, and we'll be on the phone also for, a couple of hours at a time, but we're not talking about, we're talking about world events, what's going on in France, what's going on in Italy. Did you see this? It's not like a conversation about he and I. It's like current events, or what's up, or what are they gonna do next conversation, and just like comparing notes of what's going on in Florida compared to what's going on in New York or California or Texas, and some of the things that we might not know because it's not on the news. And that again is completely different than us girls, the way we like to just talk about, let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk. It has a completely different type of conversation. So yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I would just say, so if a guy doesn't text you back right away, that doesn't mean, girls will freak out about it, because women, we're texting each other right back as soon as possible. But the guys, sometimes they'll just say maybe they don't even check their text half the day, or they may get back to you late. Doesn't mean that they don't care. It's just they're not as on it that much,
So let's talk about that.
Out.
Let's talk about that, because and everybody has a different idea of this, and based on, I think for every guy and for every woman, it's different based on people's jobs and what they're in the middle of. What is a reasonable amount of time for a man to take, or a person to take, to text somebody back in general?
You mean like etiquette wise, or what they're doing?
Just in general, like if you're seeing somebody, dating somebody, and you text them and they don't get back to you, what's reasonable? Because everybody thinks like, he didn't respond in a couple of hours. He didn't respond in, this, he didn't. And for some people, if they don't get a response back in a couple of hours, they're upset. But other people, they'll say, oh, it's only been a day. And so in general, what is a good amount of time to give somebody like a guy to text back a girl, or a girl to text back a guy? And I know everybody's situation is different. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'll say that with the guys, so as a matchmaker, when I connect to people, and then what I usually do is I give them, I say, okay, I'm going to give him, let's say it's Joe and Jane. Okay, Jane, I'm going to give Joe your phone number, and I'm going to tell him to text you and set up a call, so you two can set up a call. And because a lot of times the people I match, they don't live like, in the same area. They might live in another state, city, whatever, so they'll do a video chat, or they'll do a phone call first, and they'll set that up. So if the guy and the man will text her, and sometimes she won't text back right away or not till the next day, and he assumed, then people will jump to conclusions. Oh, she doesn't like me. She's not interested. She changed her mind. She must not like my picture. And people start, this is just the human brain. It's our ego, or we don't want to be rejected. And we start thinking up reasons why they're not contacting us. Or I think everybody's done this, where somebody didn't get back to you, and you think, it could have been even just friends, and you think in your mind, oh, they're mad at me. Oh, the thing that I said the other day, that must have insulted them and hurt their feelings, and now they're not talking to me. And then they call and say, oh, I lost my phone, or, my phone fell in the toilet, or I was on an airplane, or, and it's like,
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think when we know somebody's situation, it's so much easier. Like, we have different expectations of time of return of a text or a call for different people. Like, I have a sister who literally, she has 3 children, 2 dogs, a husband, and works probably 60 hours a week, and is going for her doctorate. If she never texts me back, I get it. Like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
She's grading. She's also a teacher on a collegiate level. She's grading papers. She's, taking her kids to this one to soccer, and that one to swim, and this one here, and then setting up her classes and dealing with students. So I never ever have an expectation of her getting back to me, where if I'm involved with someone, I'm like, well, it's been 2 minutes. Why? It's been a whole 2 minutes. No, I'm not that bad. Maybe I am, but I don't think I am.
Well, yeah, my phone is like an appendage. Because I'm, my whole work is on it, and I'm texting and doing this, that, and the other. So I have it with me constantly. So if somebody texts me, they're getting a response. Unless I'm like on a radio show, or I'm in a yoga class or whatever, I'm texting back right away.
Yeah.
And then my cousins, on the other hand, I have 2 female cousins, and I'll text them, and I may get a text a week later back, or a few days later, even maybe a week later. And I'm like, what are you, why? And I don't really like that, but I don't get it. And, but I'm sure if their boyfriend or husband texts them, they're texting them right back. So I'm like, why aren't they texting me,
Yeah. And it is difficult when you like text somebody, and then, when you're with that person, they text people back right away. They're like Johnny on the spot, texting other people back. But when you text that person, they don't text you back. You're like, okay, so am I not a priority? But we can't get in our head about that, because seriously, we don't know when we text people, what are they in the middle of in that moment. That's a really, that's a thing too. That's a thing. So Marla, are you ready
the lesson here, the lesson is, don't take things so seriously. Lighten up, just whatever. If they get back to you, they get back to you,
100%.
Chillax.
And don't, like, a lot of videos will say, oh, if you didn't hear from them in this time, they're ghosting you or whatever. Take into consideration, what that person might have going on, or, don't jump to conclusions, I guess. Just don't jump to conclusions.
Right. Yeah. Don't jump to conclusions. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Are you ready to take callers?
I'm ready.
Excellent. Okay, callers, just a quick reminder. If you would like to call in, the number is 845-277-9131. If you are in the chat, I want to thank everybody in the chat. Please If you have a question, post it in the chat. I'll be happy to answer it with Marla. But we're going to take the first caller. Please have a question ready. The first caller is 856. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, how are you? From New Jersey.
And your first name, love?
Rose Maria.
Rose Maria, how can we help you today?
Whatever you can pick up, that's for the positive. I'm working on a few things for a long-term relationship, or I'm working on moving and to get a better job to move. So either one.
Okay, so I'm going to go with relationships since you mentioned that first. And Rose Maria, I'm going to mute you just because there's a lot of background noise on that, but we will answer your question. And the first thing I pick up on relationship for you is the way I'm going to say this, I hope you giggle a little bit. Stay away from them boys, like them boys. Don't repeat the past. So if somebody comes back from the past or somebody reminds you of somebody from the past, don't deal with them. They're not the right one. Go to new places to meet new types of people. I'm hearing that song Round the Way Girl. I need a round the way girl. But like don't go for that kind of guy is what I'm hearing. That's not the kind of guy you want to go for. You want that solid guy moving forward. So I'm hearing that that's what you need to do. And I'm going to let Marla answer now. Marla, go ahead.
Yep, relationship came up too. Do you live anywhere near water?
Let me unmute her, love.
Oh, unmute her.
Yeah. Okay. Do you live?
Not in my.
Go ahead. Do you live near
when
water?
I'm in Italy, when I'm in Italy, I live near the water. And the U.S., I don't. When you're okay. Well, it's interesting because I've got the 8 of wands, which is travel, possibly overseas, and then I'm getting water and I'm getting victory. So you may meet somebody in Italy if you spend a lot of time there by the water. I feel. I'm also feeling that just clean up any past hurts that you can, cut cords, just be clear and excited for the new guy. And when you do your journaling, I love it when ladies journal even 5 minutes in the morning to get clear and get your intention set. Gratitude and writing down which qualities you'd like in a man, because so many times women will, this is for everybody, women will just accept, we're kind of waiting. Who's going to come in? Who's going to come for me? And a guy will show up and we'll just kind of fall into something, but because maybe he's cute or, he fits something, but we really want to get clear on what we want, because as we get older, we don't have another 5 years to blow every time on the wrong guy.
No kidding, right?
Very clear and put that intention out. And I think it'll happen for you.
And yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree about that. And I'm going to say also, I feel like if you're going to be traveling, and whether it's local or like Marla said, over water or near water, even near water, kind of where you live. If you're going to be traveling, there's a really good opportunity for you to meet someone there. But I'm also going to say this. If you reach out to people you know, there's a friend of a friend who is interested in you. And I'm going to say this, that's not what I thought I was going to say. I was going to say something completely different, but that's what came through. So if you reach out to people you know, and especially if you're invited to any family and or friend events, there is a friend of a friend or a friend of a family member that is very interested in you. You do know this person. You have not dated this person. This is somebody you are aware of, but you have not been in a relationship with them, and they are now single. Okay? And you would be interested. You would be interested in this person, is what I'm getting. Okay, love?
means I gotta contact them. Got it. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We wish you luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And we wish you luck moving forward.
Thanks.
You are welcome. So, Marla online, Sal wants to know if we can do a clearing for getting his website functioning. Sal, I'm working on that now as soon as I read it. And we're going to do an online question. Um, Isabella, I'm going to let you answer this one, Marla, because I've answered it in the past. Isabella wants to know what do you see in my relationship with Nick?
Well, I don't have too much to go on there because what do I see with it? I mean, are they in a relationship? Are they dating long term? Is it exclusive? Are they having problems?
So I'm going to say
know anything
this
more, Toni?
I feel like here's what I'll say, Isabella. I'm going to say, I always say this and I'm going to say it again, Isabella, go slow. When you see a flag, like when you see a warning sign or something, here's what I'm going to say, Isabella. Thank you. If other people might be pointing out things that you're ignoring, don't ignore them anymore. Don't overlook things that other people might be mentioning or bringing up, or things that have happened in the past. So if there are red flags, or if there's something going on that maybe isn't the best, remember, the things in the beginning we ignore are the things that make us bitter or unhappy later on in life. So we want to make sure we're paying attention to that. And the other thing is that if you are in a situation with him where it's on again, off again, make sure before you go on again, or if you are on again, you're resolving all that caused the off the breakup. That's what I would say, Isabella. I know when we ask a question like that, we're hoping to hear everything's going to be amazing and it's going to work out wonderful. But I think this is one of those relationships that is going to take a little bit of time, and you're going to have to really work to understand where each other is coming from and what you have going on with each other. Isabella, I hope that's really helpful for you. Marla, let's go to the next caller then. Let's just I'm gonna go 845. 845. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Maria, you need to connect with our last caller because she goes to Italy, and I know you're trying to get back to Italy. I think the two of you could help each other. I really think the two of you could help each other. But she already disconnected. I don't know if she's still listening, but okay, Maria, what's going on today?
I don't know. Should give a message from my mother.
Yeah.
I got a problem.
You want a message from your mother?
Yes. Then you can give me another question. I appreciate it.
So the message from your mother, Maria, the first thing I hear is Anna. Who is Anna?
My cousin.
Okay. You need to talk to Anna about putting everything in order the best you can, okay? That is what I'm getting. You need to talk to Anna about putting everything in order, helping you get everything in order. Okay, Maria? Now, Marla, Maria lost her husband, and she wants to move back to Italy, but right now she lives on the East Coast. Can you get a timeline of when that might happen, possibly, or any information that might help her with that?
Yeah. Also, your mother, did she used to wear some costume jewelry? I see some kind of brooches or something like that. Anyway, she's pointing out some costume jewelry. So as far as moving back to Italy, oh yes, she did. Okay, well she's pointing out that costume jewelry. Okay, just as a note to to say it's her. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, it feels like I had gotten the number 6, and I don't know if that would be 6 months or next June. It feels like, and it does look like it'll happen because I see a boat, and not that you're going to go on a boat, but it means travel, going towards something. It feels like there's going to be a lot of stuff to do. There may be a lot of stuff to go through, to organize and stuff before you do it, and that could be a little daunting. So the guides are saying, hey, make sure you take care of your health and make sure you take care of yourself, because this is a stressful time and there's some grief and feelings and this and that and family. And so really pamper yourself. And if that means you can slip away for a day at the spa or just a little foot massage or something, a nice cup of tea, relaxing, do that for yourself. But I do see you creating any kind of life that you want, but it's going to take a little bit, maybe by next summer.
I agree.
Okay.
And I think... Yeah, Maria.
You please, you can give another question?
What's your question, Maria?
The question, I got a situation on my roof for my house. I put a guy, the name of Michael, so they're going to help me. Because I got the water coming down from the roof. And the people of the panel and the insurance, they play one another. And nobody want to do it. I got the April like that. That's why I don't know if I can go in Italy in September.
Okay. So, Maria, what I understand you saying is that you have a guy named Marco that is, I think, fixing the roof. You actually, Maria, I believe that if you wanted to go to Italy sooner, you could sell the house the way it is and somebody would buy it. You just might not get as much, but you don't have to go through the hassle of fixing the roof either. You're having a very, very difficult time finding somebody to fix this roof and to trust them to fix it and pay them. So it might be more beneficial if you want to get to Italy sooner, before our winter time, to have somebody come help you organize everything in the house. And maybe that's Anna can help you, or Anna can send people to help you. And then just try to maybe sell the home like it is, and plan your next step in life. I want to say this, and I'm not trying to be offensive, but I'm not young. Marla's, we're not in our 20s anymore. We don't have time to fiddle faddle around with things. If we want to do something, we have to do it now, because there might not be, 10 years to do what we want to do anymore. There might not be 20 years to do what we want to do anymore. So if you really want to relocate back home to Italy, you have to make a choice, my sweet girl, of what order is most important for you to get things done. Now, I know you're very concerned with this roof, but you've spent most of the spring and summer trying to find somebody and you haven't. And that just seems to be something that's in the way of your next step. So that's what I would say to you, Maria. And I know it's very difficult to find honest people sometimes to do the work for you, especially affordable, honest people. So maybe just call a realtor and ask a realtor what if you sell it without the repair being done, what's the difference here? What would the difference be in the price? Okay, I hope that's helpful. Marla, the next question is coming from Heather. What about my love life, Toni? Okay, Heather wants to know about her love life. I know we talked about it some. What is Marla getting? I'm ready for a boyfriend, husband. That's on my level. Ready to move forward. Okay, so Marla, I did give Heather some messages on a different show. If you want to go ahead and give Heather some messages, maybe about when somebody's going to come in or anything she needs to do for this person, that would be awesome. I say cut all current cords, Heather. Cut all current cords, completely cut them.
Yeah, cut cords. It feels like she had I get the 10 of swords. That's like all these swords in the back, and it feels like, so cut cords from anybody who hurt you, if you felt betrayal, and realize that people are doing the best that they can. Sometimes it feels like somebody betrayed you, or that they didn't do what you wanted in the past or something, but people are where they are, and your frequency is always matched. So the Fool card comes up too, and they want you to play. I'm going roller skating tonight after the show. So, I'm just going, because I've had a hard time with a lot of things going on in my life right now, some big major shifts that are stressful. So I try to play as much as I can, get in the forest, sit on the ground, get in nature, go dancing, tennis, pickleball, roller skating, slide down a slide, whatever it is, to have that playfulness and happiness. Also, I'm doing a 6-week coaching program. It's a group. It's called Divinely Aligned, and Toni's going to be doing a little special bonus with me. It's just going to be great. You can connect with Toni or me to find out more about it. It starts August 2nd, and it's going to go into cutting codependency, getting to shadow work, boundaries, bringing down new codes, upgrading your frequency so that you call in that person. So doing some work on yourself, always just working on yourself and loving life, and that divinely aligned person will come in for you. I got great, and you may take a little trip and travel too. I feel like you're going to travel. It's going to be either a short plane trip or a car trip. I do see the Page of Cups comes in with love for you down the line, for sure. Yes. And I hope that helped.
Yeah, Marla, the thing I'll say also is I'm hearing that as long as you can let go of the past person, in October, there will be somebody coming in. I'm hearing during harvest time, I'm seeing it's blue jean and t-shirt weather and a lot of hay around. So harvest time, and even a harvest type of event. So mind, but I think when we are wanting someone new, we have to really step into letting go of really cutting the past 100% and deciding within ourselves we are done with it, so that our energy doesn't say we're taken. And also, if we do meet somebody new, we don't want to be feeling guilty about it because of the last person. And that's what I can say. Okay, Marla, next caller is 216. 216, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, hi. My name is Patricia, calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey, Patricia, how can we help you?
Yes, hi. I'd like to find out if any of my ancestors would like to communicate and talk to me. And I don't want to believe that. Don't want, a few thousand to come in.
So if you can just start with the name of at least one of them, I can tap in and we can go from there.
All right. Let's. All right. My grandmother.
I heard the name David come in. Is there anybody named David that you know? David came in somehow. Okay.
It's not a relative, but it's that name person where I was attending my college classes, who was a manager in that department who was involved in harassing and bullying me.
Mm.
Oh.
And I
was that recently? Was that recent?
Well, that was 5 years ago. Because I started in 2013, and they really just took me through the ringer, failing me in classes, retaliating.
Oh my goodness.
And I just quit in 2018.
I'm so sorry.
Because I had all that mess, and then plus I had a health matter come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It feels like the health matters connected to that, because that was very stressful for you. And so with the name David, it feels like you're at somebody on the other side is, bringing that up because that was an important thing that went through. But your guides and angels are around you, and they want you to know that you are, didn't deserve that, and that you are special and beautiful. And that Archangel Michael's coming in to do a little bit of more clearing on that for you. And then I'll hand it over to Toni. Did you get it? Do you get anything for her grandmother or anybody coming in, Toni?
I get that there are women around you, and there are 3 women, and I feel like mom, grandmom, auntie. I don't think it's great grandmom, but I do definitely see maybe an auntie. The 3 of them are I hear the song, pick yourself up and try again. Pick yourself up and try. I cannot go how is my voice not able to go as high as men's voices? I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, but that song is coming in. So what they're saying is you're stronger than this. You have so much more gumption or get up and go than this, and that don't let something that you think took you down keep you down. That wasn't supposed to take you down. It was supposed to remove you from a place you didn't belong in the first place. There's something better for you, but sometimes when we leave a situation, when there's harassment or bullying or just crappy people, we feel like we were defeated. But if we would have just left in the beginning and went someplace else, we would have realized it was to move us to a place that was on our level or in our vibration. The next thing they want to say is that you're going to have an event or a surprise coming in during the month of August. And this is going to be noteworthy. I also hear notary, so I don't know if the word is actually noteworthy or notary, but it's something that you're going to be very happy about, and that's coming in the month of August. And to keep your head, that song is coming in. Hold your head high. So like to keep your head up, and don't whatever happened in the past, that wasn't about you. That was just like trying to hold something, trying to hold you, like something trying to hold you back, but don't let it affect you, but just move forward with confidence and love, and keep your head held high, and don't let anyone or anything change uh, who you are or where you're going. And I really hope that's helpful. I really, really hope that's helpful, love.
Yes. In hindsight, yes. As I look back, had I paid attention to that first day when this David yelled at me, and of course I yelled back, but yes, and I just would have just said bye. but yeah, I'm just going to resume my audio engineering studies because you can buy the equipment and not do it on my own. And I mean, still get some training, online because there's so much online training.
Yeah,
So,
and sometimes
yes.
sometimes the education that we get on our own that allows us to do it our own way is so much better because then we're not like everybody else and we can create things nobody else can because we're not learning
Right.
that. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you, love.
Yes, and I'm going to look forward to, yes, because I'm going to be relocating and leaving here in Cleveland in August, heading on to the Southwest because I'm still working on getting short-term housing affordable through these hospitality traveler sites. But I'm not getting any response. So, but anyway, I call it a rescue mission there. So that will be an option, though it won't be the most energetically clean environment.
Do you know what I'm hearing?
Because
One of the things I'm hearing for you is see if somebody needs house sitting and sign up with a company that does house sitting or dog sitting and put your stuff in storage and see if you can like surf from place to place until you find the appropriate place. And that way you'll be bringing in money and having a place to live and be able to look in the area that you want to look in to find a place that is suitable for you.
Right. Yeah, get started with that. So yes, I am looking forward to leaving this hellhole and on my new journey, new life, new energy. And so yes, thank you for the message. And
you are so welcome.
Noteworthy or noteworthy. So yes, I'm open to that.
Excellent. Thank you so much, love, for calling in. We look forward to next time. And yes, thank you again. Marla, life can be so unpredictable and so sometimes seemingly a little crazy, and we think everything is off track, but what it's really doing is setting us up to put us right on track of where we're supposed to be in the way we're supposed to be in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's all, when we look back years and years ago, I mean, we'll see, oh my gosh, I had to go through that to get to where I am, or this opened up because somebody we thought rejected us, somebody more aligned came along, or a job. I mean, when I left the matchmaking job that I had in Beverly Hills for so many years, it was you could read about it in my book. I did Diary of a Beverly Hills Matchmaker, then Hearts on the Line was the sequel. And in Hearts on the Line, I chronicle having to give up that job during a recession. And my husband thought I was crazy. What are you doing? You left a job, in the middle of a recession, a good job in Beverly Hills with health insurance. But it was like a kind of a toxic environment in a way with the boss and all of that. And I was just kind of up against a wall. I kind of had to leave. And who would have known it? I just trusted in the universe and I hardly had any savings, and it was just like, it looked like a bleak moment, but I ended up opening up my own matchmaking business and doubling my income immediately because, instead of the boss taking the money and then paying me a salary, I kept everything. And I worked less, made more, had way less stress, and I couldn't have imagined that having to leave a good job would have opened my life up to so much more and so much more opportunity. And so sometimes and then a friend told me, sometimes the universe has to pry you out of a job or a situation or a relationship where you're like kicking and screaming to go, but you are gone, and something so much more blossoms and opens up for you.
Absolutely. So, and I'm sorry. I've been in that situation so many times where I've like loved absolutely loved what I was doing, and the universe just said, it's time for you to switch it up. You can't keep doing this. It's time for you to go to your next step, to be in your next thing. And then I end up loving the next thing I do. And I'm going to say to anybody listening, I say this all the time. If you have an idea for a business, start it now. Do it now. You don't have to like get a big storefront and do all of that. Just do what you can when you can, whether it be, starting your own dog sitting business, starting your own dog walking business, starting your own dog food company. I do not know why they keep bringing up dog things, but they are. Whatever it is, just start it and keep going slowly, and let yourself be in that space where you are taking control of your future, your finances, and you can, of course, have your still your regular job if you have one, but also be moving forward with this next thing. So we're going to go to the next caller, Marla. And yes, JB, and hey, Amy May, there are so many people in the chat. You can ask a question in the chat. Just post it in the chat. We're going between callers online, which is 845-277 9131. You can call in and ask your question, or post the question in the chat. And we're going to go to 509. Did we do 509?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, excellent. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes. So my name is Erica, and I'm calling from Washington State. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can we help you tonight?
I was hoping to connect with my grandpa. I recently had a dream with him, and in the dream, we were watching. I think we were like in a small, like theater, but super tiny, or could have been like a living. I can't remember correctly, but we were watching the movie, and it was a scary movie, and I remember like getting up because I was so scared and I was terrified, and I just remember like him in the recliner, and he was like have his blanket and was sharing his blanket with me, and with his gestures he would just be like, hey, come in, like it's totally fine, like you're totally fine. And like I said, he never said anything, never spoke, but I'm just wondering if it means anything, or if he just wants to send me a message.
So I'm not good at dream analysis, but what I'm going to say about that dream is he's saying, no matter how scary life gets, don't worry, we have you, and it's really not that scary. It's just like a movie, but you're in charge of it and you don't realize that. That's what my guesstimate on that dream would be, but that I'm not good at dream analysis. He does want to tell you he's always with you and he loves you, and I'm going to let Marla give you any messages she may have from him.
Thank you so much.
The same thing, and I feel the same thing. And when he's just sitting there, it's just they want us. They'll come in our dreams just to let us know they're there, just to say hi, just to see them. It's beautiful. And so it's and these kind of dreams where you get a loved one that comes in, and then they're the dreams that you don't forget. They stay with you as if it's just happened. Like a year from now, you can think about it, and it's so vivid. It's like it just happened. So those are the real dreams that were real visitations, and so it's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Thank you, Erica, for calling in and asking that. I hope that was helpful for you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You are so, so welcome. We have a couple questions online. Amy May says, I'd like to see if my old friend Paula come through with any message. So Amy May's name is Cindy, and she wants to know if Paula has any message for her. And Marla, do you want to go first?
Paula, if she's showing me some kind of, like, if you guys used to like to eat some junk food together, or if there was something special that you guys like to munch on while you're talking, or something, she's showing me something like that. just hanging out. She's there. I don't know. There's something about food. Maybe she's there when you're cooking, or that's what I'm getting, is she's showing that. And what are you getting, Toni?
I'm getting brown hair, so I don't know if she's the one on the other side with the like lighter brown hair, I want to say. But what I'm getting is not only her, but your mom. And they're saying, it's so silly. It's like this one cartoon. It's like girl power. Like, I don't know. I hope that that makes sense to you, but it's totally like this girl power, girls unite. It's such a hokey little fun, but they're cracking up while they say it. They're totally cracking up. They're joking around. Like their statement is so joking around. While they're saying it, and they want you to know that they're there with you with other people that are on the other side. They keep you surrounded and protected on a daily. And don't worry so much about things going on. Everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to work out. Which I know you know that, but they feel the need to say that to you. So, Amy May, I hope that's helpful for you. And Erin, you'll be the next question in the chat. And please, I'm going to say this again. If I've already answered a question for you in a previous show, please have a new question available, a completely new question. I don't, if I've already answered a question for you in a previous show, I mean, I don't remember. I'm channeling. So once it's out of my mouth, it's out of my head, it's out of my memory. So to ask me, you said this, what did you mean? I have no idea. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. It's I'm channeling. And not to sound rude or short, and please ask a completely different question so that I'm not answering the same question for the listeners also. Okay, next, Marla, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All righty. 646. Let's do that. Let's do that and see what pops. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Stacy, and I'm calling from Brooklyn.
Hey, Stacy, I just like your little attitude. I like your energy. I can feel it right away. How can we help you, Stacy?
Hi, Toni. Hi, Marla. So, yes, hi. I just wanted to see if you have any messages from me for me from Maria. Maria, she did the same kind of work that you two do. She passed away suddenly back on June 9th. She became like a mother to me, for the last, I would say she was like my mom, and she passed away unexpectedly. The last time I saw her was at the end of April. I still have the text messages. I talked to her, the last time we texted each other was on Mother's Day weekend. And she was in the hospital, she told me, because I told her I was going to come by her shop. She had a shop where she did tarot readings Thursdays from Tuesday to Saturday. And I told her, she had a big clientele like you guys have here on Blog Talk Radio too. And I told her, she told me she was in the hospital. And I said, okay, you know what, let me give her some time, because I didn't really want to pry, The last time I saw her, she did lose a little weight. She was in the hospital. But I guess I felt that she was working a little bit too hard in the shop, believe it or not. And when I called the shop on June, I think it was 12th, to confirm if she was going to be in, because I needed some additional guidance, because she was guiding me through, she was helping me since my 20s. So okay. When I called the shop, they told me she passed away. And I was completely numb. And I'm still numb now, because every time I had a question, I will write it down. I will write it down. And so it was kind of heartbroken for me. Like everything she told me, I wrote everything down, but it's so hard,
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see if there's any messages from her.
Yeah, so we want to answer before we run out of time. So I'm just going to put you on mute for a moment. And thank you for sharing the story. But I'm going to say the first thing she's going to say to you is she's still answering your questions. Just listen. Every time you ask a question, she's there like popping the answer in your head. And it's better than she thought it would be on the other side. All the channelings or the messages that she gave people about what the other side is like, it's better than she thought it would be. And Marla, go ahead, love.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if she have a on her face, it could have been a wart or a growth or a beauty
birthmark or beauty mark,
something on her.
I already muted her, Marla. You keep asking questions of people. I'm muting. What's going? Okay, did she have something on her face?
Yes, she did. The last time I saw her, yes, she did.
Okay.
Yeah, she has like a wart on her face or something. I don't know how to say it. Okay, that's her. I just wanted to confirm. And it feels like so that's her coming through. So it feels like the ankle maybe got twisted at some point too. She might have fallen at some point. But she's very feisty, and just like Toni said, you can connect with her. You can start practicing your mediumship and ask for signs. And she's feisty, and she's like, yeah, it is. It's fun. I'm having fun over here. And she says, some of those people, that would ask me all these questions, oh my gosh, they'd ask these same questions, and they're, it's like it would get kind of frustrating and stuff. But she loved what she did, but it could be kind of draining as the years went on. But she said from where she is now, she's got, even more answers, and she'd love to keep in contact with you. So do your meditation, and you can write. You can kind of do some automatic writing, and she'll download some stuff for you too. So she's there, and she's sorry she had to leave so abruptly, but she's still with you. She says, I just don't have that body, which was getting a little bit cumbersome, she said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Her sister is still here. I think her sister and her granddaughter are supposed to be doing maybe going on, continue doing readings. I'm not sure if they're going to, but maybe they died. I might join them later. But I'll take what you said.
Okay.
Okay.
I know it's really shocking. It's hard when that happens so fast. I've had it happen to me with friends. It's hard. It takes a while to adjust. Sending you much love.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. Good. Yeah, that is a very difficult situation when somebody passes, and but she is still communicating with you all the time. So, and the other thing I'm seeing, I think it's her, is like a gold chain with a red stone, like with gold around it. It looks kind of like an emerald, but I muted her. So if that's her or for somebody else, just letting you know. So Marla, I would like you to tell everybody how they can get a hold of you and kind of recap your dating program again for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just at, you can go to my website, marlamartenson.com. It's MarlaMartenson.com. I'm also on Instagram at The Mystical Matchmaker. And if you go to my website, I have books, I have coaching programs. I also have a podcast called The Mystical Matchmaker. You can go on iTunes. Toni's on my show a lot. And I am doing a 6-week group coaching experience. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be in a private group, Facebook Live. I'm going to be on video.
90 seconds.
You don't have to be there live. So if you miss one, it's okay. It's lifetime access. We're going to conquer codependency, work on shadow work, boundaries, why you keep picking the same type of man, raising our frequency, doing clearings. It's going to be really, really great. It's $777. And you can just connect with me for the link. It's starting August 2nd, so it's coming up around the corner. And my latest memoir is called The Magic Seeker, and it's on Amazon or my website. So I got a lot of stuff going on. That Gemini, I just can't stop. So I'm happy to connect with any of you, and I'm sending everybody much love and blessings tonight. And thank you so much for calling in. And
Yeah.
thanks for having.
Absolutely, Marla. And the show is going to cut any second. I just want to say thank you, everybody. I'm here every Monday at noon and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Every once in a while, I'm going to pop on with a guest like Marla. If you would like a session, you can go to tonig.info. I'm happy to give you a private reading. Until next time, please have an absolutely amazing rest of the weekend, and we will see everybody on Monday.
10 seconds.